Madam Secretary, I want to remind everyone again how we got here today. Over a year ago, staff or members of this committee requested information on the rollout of the exchanges. Instead of details, we only received assurances that everything would go smoothly. In March of this year, we started hearing people directly involved with the development and implementation of the exchanges were deeply worried about the website's launch. In June, the Government Accountability Office issued a report. It should have served as a warning to you, as it highlighted implementation challenges that we now know were never addressed. I want to stress it certainly was a warning to me. By July, it was clear to me that your department was being less than transparent about whether the exchanges would be ready by October 1. As a result, I introduced the Exchange Sunset Act of 2013. My bill would have sunset the exchanges and the individual mandate if beneficiaries were unable to enroll starting October 1 as promised. In August, the HHS Office of Inspector General identified privacy and security vulnerabilities and determined that, quote, critical tasks remain to be completed in a short period of time. In early September, your main website contractor, CGI, warned CMS that they were falling behind on their highest priority items. The warning included they may not have enough time in the schedule for testing and that services were intermittently unavailable. And yet, several days later, the White House announced that the data hub was, quote, ready for operation. In mid-September, CMS ordered a contractor to make a significant change to the system to require people to submit their personal information before viewing any plans or associated costs. On September 26, mere days before the launch, testing showed that a few hundred visitors crashed the site. The very next day, the decision was made to move forward with the launch of healthcare.gov, knowing that there was a high security risk during testing. In short, Madam Secretary, I believe you were given advice, counsel, and warning from experts inside your agency and out that the healthcare exchanges were not going to be ready. Furthermore, I believe to protect the administration, you chose to ignore these warnings, and as a result, you have put our entire healthcare system and 1/6 of our economy in jeopardy. Now, people are angry. Millions of Americans are scared. They don't know whether they're going to have coverage in a matter of weeks. They don't know what their coverage will include. They now are getting letters from their insurance companies they don't understand. In fact, more people are losing their insurance than are signing up on the website, and they are being directed to a website that doesn't even work. Now, we don't often talk about life and death in the context it deserves, but at this time it is real, and it means the difference between life and death for many Americans who are at a loss for what to do. And we know, Madam Secretary, that fixing the website won't ever fix the uncertainty and the ramifications that result from this law. So I have to wonder if you have any regrets at all, that you failed to heed the warnings, that you ignored the calls from members of Congress, you proceeded to open the exchanges on October 1, immediately followed by a taxpayer-funded promotional tour to tell everyone, quote, it's sort of a great problem to have. Well, Kansans don't think these are great problems to have. From your hometown of Topeka, Stephen wrote, I am completely disgusted. I have spent the last 2 days trying to get my application through. This would not be a critical issue, except the insurance coverage that I currently have is going away because of the new federal requirements. Though we were promised if you like your current coverage, you can keep it. Madam Secretary, you yourself know that this law has serious problems. You delayed over half of the mandate deadlines. You did it for employers, for unions, and for small business, but not for the exchanges, and not for Stephen, nor for millions of other Americans who are losing their health care, and their worry and their fear are palpable. Your main goal should have been to protect Americans, to lessen their risk, and to ensure their safety. But in your zeal to implement this law, not warnings, not advice, not counsel, would deter you from implementing the exchanges. You have said America should hold you accountable, which is why today, Madam Secretary, I repeat my request for you to resign. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.